What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about who I think the Orlando Magic should be selecting with the 6th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. Of course, if you haven't gone and checked out my full thing now, I do highly recommend you guys going and doing it. It will be linked in the description down below. That way you get to see who I have all the other teams selecting and what players I have them, of course, taking and whatnot. That's why with this 6th overall pick, if you're like, well, hold on a second, why didn't you take this guy? It might obviously just be because I had already drafted him higher to a different team. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't already. Of course, it will be linked in the description down below. But for now, we're going to be talking about who I think the Magic should select at pick 6. A really interesting team who I think personally have one of the brightest futures going into this draft. So I'm really actually excited to talk about this, and I hope you guys find it as fascinating as I do. So I guess without further ado, here's who I think the Orlando Magic should select with the 6th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. With the 6th overall pick, we actually have the Orlando Magic, and Orlando again seem like they just are continuing to hit the draft, and so far they've done a really good job with a bunch of their players that they've selected. Of course, taking the gamble and taking Paolo Banchero at 1 when a lot of people said they should take Chet Holmgren and Jabari Smith. At pick 1, they really stuck to their guns, trusted their workouts, trusted their intel, and went with Banchero, and look how much it's rewarding them. And of course, Franz Wagner with a high pick, I think it was pick 8 or so the year before. Really good pick again. Suggs hasn't exactly panned out what they wanted him to be, but again, there's still a lot of time for him to, I still think, develop into being a really solid player in the NBA. And I think with the 6th overall pick, they have another chance to really add to this exceptional young core that they have. And with the 6th overall pick, I've actually got them selecting Ausar Thompson, who I think just absolutely fits this team and continues to make this team one of the most exciting squads, I think, in the NBA. When we look at Ausar Thompson, he's actually a lot, I think, more different to his twin that a lot of people think, and actually know about. Again, with Ausar, he's actually a little bit different in the points where he's not really a point guard slash guard like his brother is. He can definitely play the small forward quite well and even switch, I believe, from 1 through 3 and even potentially the 4 as well. An exceptionally good defender at 6'7", just has the ability to read the passing lanes really well. He's got really good weak side help on the defense. He's just an exceptional defender coming into this draft. Not just that, he is an extremely athletic guy as well, who I think is just so underrated when it comes to that. This dude's got crazy hops, and the potential with his athleticism also ties in the potential with his defense, I think, in the NBA, where it's just going to go coincide of just being a really good player. Now, I've seen some comparisons saying that he's actually, got a couple of players here and there, like, of course, his brother. He's compared to his brother in terms of his athleticism and defense. But, of course, as well as some other dudes here and there, like a Terrence Ross. And I think people forget when prime Terrence Ross was in the NBA, he was an exceptionally good scorer who had extremely good hops. And, of course, wasn't that bad on defense either. And I think when we look at Ausar Thompson, if you can get the scoring and athleticism out of, what prime, I think, Terrence Ross showed in the NBA, plus an elite level defense, you're going to be seeing an absolutely exceptional player, I think, coming to the NBA. And if you put him on this Orlando Magic team, God, is this team probably the most athletic squad in the NBA almost. Again, I don't know if, of course, Ausar's not going to fix their shooting issues. That's one big thing, is I don't think Orlando have really the greatest shooters, but I definitely think they can fill that out maybe on the bench. And who knows who their starting point guard is going to be in the future. Again, a lot of people say Markelle Fultz, but I wonder if you drafted Ausar Thompson, do you look at maybe someone different at that point guard? If maybe Jalen Suggs gets the nod. And again, if you put Suggs in there as well, just defensively, this team from 1 through 4 is going to be stacked. Again, you might need to do some work on your center defensively, but honestly, just having Ausar Thompson, Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero all in the same lineup, I just think is one scary thing, not only athletically, but defensively on the court. I think Banchero has a really high ceiling defensively. I think Franz Wagner is an underrated defender and can definitely grow into being a really good defender in the NBA as well. You look at Ausar Thompson, one of the best defenders in this draft class. Some people have him as the best defender, which is not so far-fetched to think as well. And yeah, the scoring is going to be really good, and I just really love this young team that this Magic team would be building if they drafted Ausar. Again, some issues with Ausar Thompson is his outside shooting isn't very good. It's definitely a fault of his game style right now. He's also not a very good passer compared to his brother, or not as good as a passer, I should probably say. But look, if you bring in Ausar Thompson, and even though himself and Banchero aren't the greatest three-point shooters, I think eventually, as they develop on their career, they could definitely get there. Again, Franz Wagner is a really good, or can be a really good three-point shooter. I think at point guard and center, we're not exactly too sure who's going to be the future names there, but even if you put Markelle Fultz still in there and playing him with Ausar Thompson, that'd just be a really scary sight, and something I think that would be really, really awesome. And again, the Magic have the 11th pick in this draft, and I've actually got them taking a player who I think will help with their shooting. Again, a little bit of a spoiler, but a little bit of a hint to the next video. But yeah, I think who I have them taking a pick 11 should help out with their shooting anyway. So it's just a thing where you're not going to worry about that with Ausar Thompson. Look, his shooting's not going to be great, but he's going to make up for it in so many other different aspects, and he's just going to be another really awesome building piece for this already great young core that the Orlando Magic are rocking with. So again, as I said, with the 6th overall pick, I do have the Magic selecting Ausar Thompson. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys agree with everything I've said with these picks 6 through 10? Of course, I would definitely like to know. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my IRL/vlog channel, my podcast. All of them will be linked in the description down below. My gaming channel as well. Go check them out. Most importantly, subscribe to this channel, leave a like, comment your thoughts and opinions. I'd very much like to hear them. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.